Hello, my name is Elliot, and today we'll be making an A-direction player in Godot 4. To start off, we need to make a 2D scene, so just click this 2D scene node here, and I'm just going to name this world. After naming that world, I'm going to add a character body 2D to serve as our player, and I'm going to add the default sprite to it, so I'm going to add sprite 2D here, and just drag the Godot icon into the texture tab here. It's also asking for a collision shape 2D, which I provide it with to define its shape. Before we can start coding, we need to first save this scene, so click Ctrl S and it will just save as well.scene, so you can see it in our folder here. And we can also add some inputs that we will use for our movement, so we need to go to project settings and top left, general, we need the input map, and we can do move up, move left, move right, and move down. For this tutorial I'll be using WSD, so just assign it in here. So you want to click this plus icon here, press the key you want, so I press W, and I'm going to just change it to a normal key code here, and repeat this for all of them. So now we can start creating a script. So we press this little icon here for creating a script. I'm just going to do play.gd in here, but you can always just change the folder by pressing this icon. So I'm just going to save it here, and we've got our script here. So the first thing we need to do is define our acceleration and max speed. I'm going to say for our acceleration, which is going to be a float, so I'm going to do colon float, and I'm going to say that's equal to something like 100. And we can do for our max speed, and that's also a float, and I'm going to set that to 300. To make it easy to edit, we can add export in front of these variables, like so. And you can see on the right side of the screen that these values are here now, and they can be changed outside of the script. So that means if you're working in your scene and you think, hey, the player's going a bit slow, you can just do it here, so you don't have to keep going into this tab, finding your script here and changing. So now we've done that, we can do the input variable, and we're going to set that to vector2.0. So now we can go into the process function, which is to assign our input strength as well as moving the character and updating the velocity. So the first thing we'll do is do input.x equals to input.getAction strength, and we're going to do move right minus input.getAction strength move left. We also need to do this for the other inputs, so that's up and down, so we can just control and paste that, and we can say down minus up. We also need to normalize this vector, because without this line of code, moving diagonally will be faster than moving just left or just right or just down or just up. So now to set the velocity for the character body, we use the inbuilt variable velocity, and we say this is the x velocity, so we can say that is equal to move toward velocity.x max speed times by our x input, so that's input.x, and we'll move the velocity to that's max speed by the acceleration. And we can also do this for the y coordinate by just copying and pasting that, changing all the x's to y's. And the last thing we need to do is to tell it to move using move and slide. Just remember, if you want to see what these functions do, just control click it, and it will take you to the very good documentation that is actually inbuilt into the Godot engine, which is really helpful in your code. So this is pretty much all it is for an A-directional character. So we just hit play here. You can see if no main scene has been defined, you can just select this current scene here, and it will just run it. So now we can see we've got our player. If we hold WSD, we can see we're moving around. Using these exported variables up here as well, if we click it here, we can just change it to 300, maybe something ridiculous by 4000, and we go back to it. You can see it's updated already as it's an exported value. Hi there, it's Future Edit here. I made a small mistake in the video where I forgot to times the acceleration by delta. This value makes it so the game is frame rate independent. This means different machines won't have a different view of the game, as one machine may make the character go way faster than it was meant to be, and one machine may be way slower than the character's meant to be. But if you do this, you'll see in the game that it's quite slippery movement, and it's nowhere near as good as before. So this means you'll just have to make the acceleration value, which you can do using the exported variable, way higher than I had it in the video. So we can do 2000 when we play the scene again, and that's more similar to the movement I had in the video. If you would like to see more like this, I hope you like the video and say in the comments what you would like to see. I might make a video on how to make a platformer character after this one, if this video does well. But anyways, thank you guys for watching. Remember to like and subscribe, and hopefully I'll see you in the next one.